many political analysts have claimed that Gladys Wanga, the governor of Homa Bay County, bears the greatest loss after his death, that is beyond family members. And many have asked why would Gladys Wanga be the greatest bearer of the pain that comes with the death of Sir Charles Ongondowere in the political arena. And that is why I'm here. Now, Kasipul Constituency is a very important voting block in Homa Bay County. One, if you look at the figures from the IEBC voters register as of 2022, you find that Kasipul constituency had around 67,000 voters. If you compare these figures to the rest of constituencies in Homa Bay County, you find that Kasipul is a very big voting block, because you will only realize that only Karachuonyo, that has about 94,000 voters, and Ndiwa, which has about 96,000 voters, will boast of greater figures than Kasipul constituency. The other factor is that Kasipul constituency is part of the Rachuonyo region. Now, Rachuonyo region in Homa Bay County includes constituencies like Kasipul, Karachuonyo constituency, and Kabondo Kasipul. Now, if you put these constituencies together, then you have the biggest voting block in Homa Bay County. And the power that these constituencies wield, as far as the election of a governor is concerned, is far much greater than the power that constituencies like Suba North and Suba South will wield in the same race. And so, if you're going to be a governor, or if you're going to be an aspirant seeking to be elected as governor of Homa Bay County, then it means that you have to get a grip of the Rachuonyo region. You have to get a grip of regions like Ndiwa constituency. And part of this strategy is having someone to vote for you. Part of that strategy is having a member of parliament that is hailing from these regions or these constituencies to carry your banner before you. And so the late Sir Charles Ongondowere was that person for Gladys Wanga. He never faltered. And when people speak about Sir Charles Ongondowere, they say that he is the only member of parliament in Homa Bay County that said in good time that he will stand with Gladys Wanga. Never looked back, never hesitated. And so you now realize why, as a governor, Gladys Wanga will really feel the loss of Sir Charles Ongondowere. And that also brings me to what I really wanted to talk about, the succession politics of Kasipul constituency. If this constituency holds such numbers, if this constituency has so much sway in a matter of who becomes the governor of Homa Bay County, then by all means, this is a constituency that politicians will have a big interest in. We are preparing for a by-election. We are looking for someone to replace Sir Charles Ongondowere. And so weeks after his death, or a week after his death, questions are there. People are looking for suitable replacements. And so I'm just here to give you a picture of some of the people that are poised to replace Sir Charles Ongondowere. Yeah, so the first person, before I get to that, I think I'll mention this. Part of the cards that you can use to win Kasipul. It's just political party alignment. And that has been the biggest tool in the game. In fact, in Kasipul constituency, ODM party nominations are more contested than the real elections. This is because the people believe that whoever gets the ODM party ticket is as well as elected already. And so people fight to get the ODM party ticket. And we do not expect this to be any different. Everyone in Kasipul constituency is looking at the ODM party. They are looking at the ODM party leaders as well to see who the party will favor or who the party will give the certificate and bless to run for the seat of Kasipul constituency. And so in looking at the potential individuals that could replace Sir Charles Ongondowere, number one is the son of Sir Charles Ongondowere, that is Boyd Were. Many political analysts have said that Boyd Were is one man that is likely to replace Sir Charles Ongondowere. Homa Bay, or rather Luo Nyanza, or let me just say that the politics of Kenya have a tendency of giving people sympathy votes. We have seen it before in Homa Bay County, and we will not be surprised to see it again. When the late senator of Homa Bay County, that is Gerald Otieno Kajwang, may his soul rest in peace, died, Raila Odinga and the ODM party rallied behind his brother, that is now Senator Moses Kajwang, stood with him through thick and thin, though the competition was really great. The party stood with Otieno Kajwang, Moses, as a way of, giving back to the family, or saying pole to the family, as a way of maintaining the legacy that Gerald Otieno Kajwang had left in ODM. Gerald Otieno Kajwang was a true loyalist. And the same can be said for Sir Charles Ongondowere. Sir Charles Ongondowere, in comparison to everyone else in Homa Bay County that claimed to be party members, stood as a staunch party member. He always talked about ODM with a passion so rare in the politics of these days. And so it will not be a surprise to us to see that the ODM party again gives the certificate to Boyd Were to, one, continue the legacy of Sir Charles Ongondowere as an ODM member, and two, as a sympathy card for this family. When Raila Odinga was speaking at the funeral of Sir Charles Ongondowere, Raila Odinga said that Sir Charles Ongondowere, or the king, has died, but the king has to live forever. He said that the body of Charles Ongondowere could be dead, but the soul of Charles Ongondowere will live on. And one of the ways to have such legacies live on is to pass whatever there is to the next family member. And so that is why I think that Boyd Were will be a big aspirant, or will stand a big chance at clinching the seat that his father once held. And again, we have seen that Boyd Were has the support of part of ODM leaders. We have seen Peter Opondo Kaluma George, the Member of Parliament of Homa Bay Town constituency, openly vote for Boyd Were to have this seat. And he has said that he wishes to be present on the table that the discussion around Kasipul constituency succession politics will be discussed. We have also seen members like Rosa Buyu embracing this gentleman and saying that, this is the next member of parliament of Kasipul, and so that will work in his favor. The only thing that might work against Boyd Were in Kasipul is one, the people might claim that he's too young, an argument that I find old and outdated, but we cannot be blind to such sentiments. The people can claim that Boyd Were is too young and does not have an experience in public service. And so in comparison to other contestants that might declare their interests for the seat, he might be found short of such expectations from the people. Number two, there is a sentiment among a silent voter base that says that, politics of the day is not hereditary. They do not buy the idea that when a father dies, a son stands a chance at clinching the same seat. And so that might also be a hindrance. The people will come and say that, your father was a member of parliament, but that does not qualify you to lead us. There is also another voter base that has claimed that Sir Charles Ongondowere ruled with an iron fist. And so these people might claim that having his son in the office is a way of propagating whatever bad that they claim that Sir Charles Ongondowere did or carried around with him. And so those are the two factors that stand in the ways of Boyd Were at clinching this seat. Yeah. And okay. The other individual that stands a chance at the Kasipul Constituency seat is one Philip Aroko. He calls himself Good Life. He is a man that exudes a youthful energy, and that might work for him. And he has been a big competitor to Charles Ongondowere. And a majority of the voters looked forward to 2027 in Kasipul constituency simply because they anticipated that Sir Charles Ongondowere and Philip Aroko will have a tight competition. We have seen even party primaries in ODM being affected because of these two individuals. And so after the demise of Sir Charles Ongondowere, it is expected that his biggest opponent, that is Philip Aroko, will be his successor. Now, Philip Aroko has so much that is stacked against him presently. One, he has a case in court. And Nahashon Aroko was mentioned as a person of interest in the case involving the shooting of the late Sir Charles Ongondowere. And so there is a voter base that will believe that he had something to do with the death of their member of parliament. And so by that virtue, such a man cannot be voted in. He will be regarded as a killer. And so the people cannot prove whether he was involved, but by the mere fact that he has a case in court, it really plays against him. And so this is not the first case that he has. He has been mentioned before in a gold scam, and such things might work against him when the people look at him and say that, there goes a man that got his wealth from wash business. It does not look good for him. And again, there is a sense in which Philip Aroko is now an isolated man, politically speaking, because if you read the room or you try to get the sentiments of politicians in Homa Bay, since the shooting of Sir Charles Were till now, it points to a pattern where there is a blame that is being pointed towards Philip Aroko. And even when people said things about the late Sir Charles Were, the majority of people that spoke said that most of these allegations came from the camp of Philip Aroko. And so there is a way in which he has been turned into a public enemy. But again, looking at the voters in Kasipul, there's a voter base that is strongly watching for Philip Aroko. And they are saying that this is the rightful man to be given the ODM party ticket. They're also saying that if the party does not give Philip Aroko good life this certificate, they'll still vote him in either way. And so he is still a big competitor in that particular race. If you see that a man has so much odds stacked against him, yet people still speak fondly of him, then you know that such a man is not a pushover. And so that makes Philip Aroko a very likely successor